I just got to take a moment to catch my breath a little bit because it is such an amazing time. And I'm sure you agree. Well, I don't know what your situation is. You might be suffering. Nothing I could do about it. All I can say is that I'm kicking ass. Which about time. It took about 15 days for me to just finally turn the corner. So that was a rough 2 weeks. My people call it a fortnight plus one. So just imagine how difficult that was for me. But now the ball's rolling again. The ball is rolling. I don't know where. I haven't really surveyed the ground. I don't know what its next move is, but I know what my move is. Okay, opening up my school, Christopher's Institution of Hair Learning. I mentioned it before in the last video blog. It's getting some momentum, putting a course catalog together, scouting out locations. We just found a great facility in this complex. It was a mini mall. We start small, but we'll get huge. So I don't know what the next step is after that. I don't know what the progression is. You go from a mini mall to a medium mall, but whatever it is, we're doing it. So we found a location, coincidentally enough, located to a specialty clothing store named Always Be Clothing that tailors to fashioning homeless people, giving them clothes, which is great for me because I'm not homeless. Obviously, I'm not homeless, but I've done a great amount of work with the homeless community. I don't know if it's a community per se; they're kind of scattered. But I've done work with the homeless before. I gave back. I used to scout the park, and I would cut hair on a pro hobo basis. And that was very rewarding. So it's good to reconnect with the roots. So it might be easier to they can just walk on in. We'll have a special section, so they don't disrupt the rest of the goings on. But just an idea. So it's one of these moments where I'm proud to be in America. I'm a hairstylist. I'm doing my thing. I'm giving opportunities. The only irony here is that I'm a little distraught that my country is represented by a bald eagle, but I pick my battles. So I'm not one of those Brits, who is has this somewhat of a disenchantment with America and Americans. I'm not one of those Brits that says America is a selfish lot. I hear people back in the old country, England, for the uninitiated, who say, just if you want to get a good conception of Americans, all you got to do is read the inscription on the Statue of Liberty. I got it right here, wrote it down, and it says, on the Statue of Liberty, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. Send those homeless, the tempest tossed to me. How about a please or thank you? If it wasn't for us, if we didn't send you our dregs, you wouldn't have a country. I'm not one of those people. I embrace this purchase. Look at this. I bought this the other day. Look at this. I'm not, I'm a hairstylist, and it's not, I don't, feel accustomed to wearing this, but felt so patriotic. These colors don't run, which is somewhat of a myth. Because A, went jogging today with this on, and B, my socks are purple. So ran it through the wash. So I had somewhat of a negative experience there. My feet look like Prince sock puppets. But again, I got to pick my battles here. I got to pick my battles. So proud owner of this. So yeah, that's I'm very invigorated. Where I am right now. I'm even experimenting with my look again. I feel like I feel like a chameleonaire. I've got to keep on changing like Madonna. Okay, right now I feel like I'm kind of rocking like a dirty, a grimy, but actually clean. Deceptive, kind of like a Skeet Ulrich vibe in Scream. The looks killer. So was he, evidently. Well, spoiler alert. Maybe you can just edit that out if you haven't seen it. But, that was 13 years ago, so that ship has sailed. But yeah, so I'm just, mixing it up. But again, I feel like Madonna. Although I lost my Kabbalah bracelet in a client about 2 years ago, which is okay, because I prefer to live strong anyway.